Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Head Show. A stories written by a current prisoner. Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas. Thank you for stopping by. Man, this life is only one life, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest extent. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if you're with your family, if you're alone, if you ain't got nobody to celebrate, man. Keep your head up, man. Keep your head up high, like if you got a nosebleed, man. I love each and every single one of you, man. You know, for today's purposes and holiday purposes, I am going to post up my Cash App for this one and only day. You know, if you want to go ahead and show your boy some love, however, you guys don't have to, man. Your presence alone, just you stopping by and taking the time out of your day and watching the show, it's more than enough. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for you guys' support, man. Much love to each and every single one of you. Let's go ahead and dive right into this interview, man. Ain't nothing stopping, man. Ain't nothing stopping, man. This new year is ours. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. A special, juicy exclusive, man. Finally, we'll be dropping tomorrow, Christmas Day. That being said,
Mr. Jason, sir, happy holidays, brother. How you doing?
Man, happy holidays. I'm doing real good. Considering that I might have a really good chance at going home this year. How are you doing, man? Happy holidays.
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing very good, man. Just hanging here with the family, man. Hey, that's exciting news, man, to hear that you're coming out pretty soon, brother, man. Hey, Powder, let me ask you a question, bro, man. If you were out here on the outs, man, if you had one day to be out here, what would you be doing, and what is the one meal that you would like to have for Christmas, if you had the opportunity to choose anything?
Hey, that's an easy one. That is definitely easy. I would be spending my time with a certain girl, and I think everybody probably knows who that is, and I'd be grubbing on some In-N-Out burger because that's my all-time favorite. Hey, Tony, you know what? There's something I was going to bring to your attention, man. There's the captain of this yard would like to do a podcast project. I'll speak to you in private, but he wants to do a podcast project with me and you, the captain of this yard for this prison.
Wow, that is really something. I am all open for that, and I would love to do something like that. I would love to align something.
Yeah, no,
like
definitely.
That. Talk to me, brother, whenever you get a chance, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'll knock out this story right here, and then I was meaning to tell you about it anyways. We'll get into the detail after this video.
Absolutely. Hey, Powder, man, so we're not going to waste no time whatsoever, man. Go ahead and do what you do best, man. Happy holidays to everybody out there that's listening. Love your family. Be happy. And this life is only one life, man. Live it to the fullest extent. Go ahead and do your thing, Big Powder, man. Ooh.
It's crazy because you're talking about going home and talking about, you know, the change and reinventing yourself and talking about, like, you know, making all these changes right here in an S&Y prison and on an S&Y yard, doing all these things where, you know, I've been active like for so long. I've been active for 18 years, and I went through a bunch of adversity. I experienced some stuff that most people have never experienced before. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell a little tale right here. It is probably the most recent sequence of events there is that's been going on in my life. So, you know, when I showed up at a certain prison, I'll let you guys, you know, be the judge of what prison that is. So I show up to this prison, and I'm brand new. I'm S&Y, brand new. And, you know, I'm just trying to figure some things out, and I'm doing these podcasts, and I'm trying to, you know, spread this positive message and make an impact on people's lives. And I'm thinking that that's accepted because when you go S&Y, you drop out. So you are disconnecting from the gangs. You're disconnecting from prison politics, and you're just kind of doing your own thing. So here I am. I arrive at this certain prison, and I run into certain individuals where this type of stuff is not respected. It's not accepted. It's not liked. And here I am with a negative light on me, and I don't even know it. So I'm talking to these girls, I'm running this channel, and I'm trying to just be the best version of myself that I could possibly be. And I had no clue. I was oblivious to the envy, to the hatred, to whatever this energy was that was focused towards me in the negative aspect. So I guess the plotting started. And here I am, you know, I'm not really working out. I'm just doing me. I'm just trying to focus on, you know, becoming this person so I can remain in society once I get out and not come back into prison. That's the ultimate goal, is to get out of prison and stay out of prison, because this is a hellhole. So a lot of people don't have that opportunity to get out of prison, and they're doing life, so this is their home. And I forget that sometimes. You know, when you come into prison, you got to forget that. These lifers, this is their home. However, you know, there's a lot of new changes that are coming with that CDCR, with prison reform, rehabilitation, and all that type of stuff. But so here I am in the midst of all this, and I'm seeing all kinds of little secret conversations going on. I'm seeing all kinds of little movements going on, and I had no idea that I was being plotted on. I started to sense it. You know, I've been in the hat for a whole year, and I was green-lighted, and I was targeted for murder 3 separate times. And I'm sitting here, and I'm starting to notice similar body language and similar movements from when I was in the mainline general population. I started noticing it. So I start getting into this certain type of mode that I used to be in. And that's protecting myself mode. So as I'm identifying all these movements and this behavior, I'm 100% noticing that I'm definitely being plotted on it. But I don't know why. So I start reflecting on everything that I could possibly.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Tony, you still there?
I'm here.
You there? Okay. Just making sure. So I start, you know, having these certain conversations to try to, you know, fish out the information as to why my eyeballs are seeing this type of movement. Why am I experiencing this? Why am I having the same gut feeling that I had when I was on the main line when I was being targeted for murder? So here I am having my conversations, and I do what I do best. And this is what I do. I'm highly educated in behavioral science. I almost have a degree in behavioral science. So that plus my experience on the main line in gang training and doing everything like that, I know what's going on. So I start fishing out the information that I need in order to protect myself. And sure enough, I find out that the whites are after me again. I couldn't believe it. So at this moment, I'm having beef, or so-called beef, with every single white boy in this particular place. And I didn't even understand why. But then I start hearing through the grapevine, it's because I'm doing podcasts. It's because I'm spreading a positive message, and now I'm starting to be considered a snitch, a prison snitch, because I'm trying to educate and make an impact. So these people start watching my podcast. They start watching my YouTube videos, and they start making an opinion, a negative opinion on me, saying that I'm a sellout, saying that I'm not who I say I am, that all my videos are lies, and now they're going to prove that. They're going to prove that. That's what they were going off of. They're going to prove that. And here I am underweight because I haven't been working out, and, you know, because I've just been kind of doing the family thing, and these guys are putting together a situation to attack me. And this one day, I just had this real strong feeling. It was in the morning time. And I come out first thing in the morning, and let me just say, I'm standing in the middle of the day room right now as I'm sharing this video. I got my brand new tablet, which is like a little phone, and I'm standing here, and people are watching me in the middle of the day room telling this story. So I really don't care because I have nothing to hide, and this is a very, very good lesson learned. This was a very valuable lesson learned right here. So I get a real strong feeling this certain morning. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and some random person comes to my door that never comes to my door, and he asked me a certain question. And it was a random question, and it threw me off. And based on everything that I went through, that means something. That means that maybe this morning is going to be the day that these dudes are going to get off on me. But I'm looking around, and I'm looking at my oppositions, and I'm looking at the suspected threats that I need to worry about, and I don't see any. I don't see anybody around that can hurt me, and I don't ever drop my guard, so no one's ever going to be able to just push up on me like that. So it's day room time. First thing, morning day room. We get popped out. My tier gets popped out from morning day room. Boom, and I go hit the phone. I'm on the phone, and I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to a certain individual that I talk to every single day, and all of a sudden I start seeing the movements as I'm talking on the phone. In my mind, I'm thinking there's no way is anybody going to come over here while I'm talking on this phone. And sure enough, I see three individuals, they walk up. And they're staring at me, and they're getting closer. But I see this one individual that's looking a little bit more nervous than the other two, and I change my stance on the phone. I immediately recognize something's about to happen. One of these dudes is about ready to try to attack me right now, and I know it, and I change my stance. I change my position because I'm left-handed, and a lot of people don't know that I'm left-handed. Tony, you still there?
I'm here.
All right, okay. A lot of people don't know that I'm left-handed, so I changed my stance, and I put the phone in my right hand. I put the phone in my right hand, and I have my left leg back because I'm left-handed, and I'm waiting for this move. And as I'm doing this, I see this certain individual edging himself closer and closer to me to try to get into my immediate space and possibly do a move on me. So I'm in a video right now. I'm just speaking. Okay. I want to get service right here. All right, I got you. So I change my stance, and I see him edging closer and closer, and I snap into this certain mode that I always get into, and it's survival mode. And this dude is getting ready to do it. And as he edges closer, I see the move. I immediately drop the phone. And before he even had an opportunity to come all the way through with this little roundhouse or whatever he was trying to do, I clipped him. I clipped him in his face, okay? And then I see these other individuals that look like they may want something to do with this, but I turn and I square off with them. And when I square off with them, they freeze up, and I just went into this certain mode, and I said, never again am I going to allow anybody to try to harm me without me protecting myself.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So I went to the benches that are right there in the day room. I took off my shirt. I took off my watch. I turned around, and as I do that, they're walking away, trying to say sorry. I said, wait, what are you guys doing? What do you mean sorry? I said, no, bro, we're taking this into the blinds. Let's get underneath the stairs. You're not going to just do this and go regroup. And they walked away. They kept walking away saying sorry. And I said, oh, wow, this is crazy. And I ran upstairs, and I changed out my personal clothes. Because I never liked to fight in my personal clothes. And so I put on my blues. And when I put on my blues, I headed back down to the day room. When I headed back down to the day room, they were already coming back. It was a U-turn. So I took off running full speed.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Hey, Tony, I'm calling you back, all right? So I full speed ahead. I run towards these individuals as they're coming towards me because I already knew what was going to happen. I already knew that they were going to regroup and try to replan their attack or whatever it was that they were doing. But see, these individuals, I'm not going to throw shade. I'm not going to, these stories aren't to, throw shade on anybody or to, make anybody be perceived in a negative light. These stories are valuable lessons learned that I believe are key for anybody who is in this lifestyle, street lifestyle, prison lifestyle. For these things, you got to watch out for these things because this is what you can find yourself in an instant if you're not careful. This prison life is over with. This gang life is over with. The street life is where it's at, being a family. So this is why I'm telling these stories. So these individuals weren't ready for what they thought they were ready for. So as I came running full speed, it spooked them. And they kind of froze up, and they thought that I had a knife on me, and they thought that they just brought out the real powder that they had heard of. And as I come up to them and I'm running full speed, we just start getting it. And I start punching on them, tries to take me down to the ground. I'm punching on him. I'm hitting them. I get hit with a block gun. We're getting sprayed. I mean, they're just emptying out these canisters on us. I mean, they're unloading this brand new pepper spray that's like super, super bad, and it's just covering me. And then I get shot with a block gun, boom, right there in my rib, and it fractured my rib. And matter of fact, I have a protruding bone that's kind of sticking out because it didn't heal properly.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You still there? Still there?
I'm here.
Still there? Okay, you're good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. and I have a bone that's protruding as we speak. And so after they hit me with the block gun, I still wasn't done, because I told myself back when I was on the main line that I wasn't going to allow someone to target me for murder and not at least defend myself. Because being targeted for murder and not being able to defend yourself is not anything fun. So I made this commitment that I'd never put my hands on anybody unless they attacked me first. And I've kept that commitment. I've definitely kept that commitment. So I get hit with this block gun, and I just keep going. I just keep going until there's nothing else really to do but just to be broken up. And we're slipping all over the mace. I'm slipping on them, and we're just covered in that pepper spray. But let me tell you something. People who think that, fighting in prison is cool, stabbing people in prison is cool, it's not. Because the worst part about all this is the mace. And the mace is so gnarly, it is just, it ignites and it initiates any time you put water on it, and it lasts for 48 hours. So for 48 hours, people who don't know how hardcore this mace is, if you don't do this right, they're supposed to take you straight to decontamination and decontaminate you and get all this spray off to the best of their ability. But usually, they don't do that. Most of the time, they're upset because the cops are upset because they have to do paperwork, because, you're fighting on their shift. And that means each individual responding officer has to fill out paperwork reporting about the incident that just occurred. So they're mad. So they took us, they handcuffed me, and I'm just covered in spray. I'm so covered in spray, it's dripping off me. And I couldn't see. I was blinded. I was blinded by this because it's in my face, it's in my eyeballs, and it hurt so bad that I almost started crying. And I'm not even going to lie to you. This was a ton of spray. This was a lot of spray. It was probably excessive. Well, maybe it wasn't excessive because we just wouldn't get down and comply until this thing was completely over. And because neither one of us trusted each other like that to just prone out and cuff up. Wasn't going to happen. So they get us, and they're taking us to decontamination. And sure enough, they barely put a little bit of water on us. They hose us and hose a little bit of water on us to where it just ignites it and makes it worse. There was no decontamination. There was none of that. It was just water to make it intensify, and it was burning so bad I was taking my clothes off, so you have to strip out. When you get in these type of incidents, they take you to this the bird cages. They're like little phone booths, and you sit in there, and you strip out, and you hand them your clothes so they can search you to make sure you don't have any contraband or any marks that need to take you to the hospital, stuff of that nature. So I was just so covered. I take my clothes off. I didn't know what to do. And right then and there, I just realized, I said, man, this is just crazy, and this hurt so bad that I started crying. I'm not even going to lie to you. I mean, it hurt so bad. And in the paperwork, I will possibly attach this paperwork for people to look at it and vouch the fact that I even said, I just want this to stop. Because let me tell you something. You don't want to come to prison and do none of this. You don't want to do this, okay? So that was the very first time that they tried to remove me on an SNY yard, and it didn't stop there. So get ready for the second one, because the second one's better. I hope you guys enjoyed this story, because Potter's going to bring the best. Tony.